exist. He's waiting toward hell. He digs up one, takes down the other, and he's going to close the round himself. It's 8-7 for Titan at the end of the first half.
Getting those first 2 picks there, and all of a sudden, Smith's coming to life with the lurk on the upper ramp, finds 2 big AWP frags, funneling the T's out towards the outside bomb site. Existence coming up huge there with a 5-7, a must-win round for them, and making sure they win the half as well. That's going to help them a lot going into this next half. They're going to be on the T side now. A team that's been criticised for being very static on this T side, relying very heavily on the picks, don't seem to have the sort of executions they require to get into this. It's going to be interesting to see how they approach this map now. Obviously, we talk about Shox being the in-game leader now. We haven't seen him on this map yet with this new restructure, I guess, of him calling. So it's going to be interesting to see what he brings to the table, what new ideas he can have to kind of dissect this Navi setup here. I could expect a lot of aggression from Navi as well. They like to be in your face on the CT side, pushing towards Ivy, trying to get those first picks. So it'll be difficult for them. It's going to be an interesting half.
Yeah, Shox actually finishes with 13, but the ADR's favor of Smith did scream. So says a couple things. Says Shox was either cleaning up kills that his teammates helped out on, or the other people were getting, he was getting individual kills in rounds that they were winning, but the other people were getting kills or damage done in rounds that they weren't. So either way, Shox leads the way for his team, but C's, that's a pretty impressive step up for him as well. So it's the 2 in-game leaders on top right now.
C's is one of my favourite players recently. He seems to, in the last couple of months, has been stepping up massively for them. He's one of the guys you can leave on a bomb site anchoring by himself and will seem to find 1 or 2 frags pretty much every single time as well. That's kind of interesting. You can see Guardian, 5 frags for him. He seemed like he was doing a lot more important work. They found a couple of frags, but this has been a quiet half for him.
I think that almost has to do with the fact that Titan was playing so passive inside that site. They weren't really giving the face to him, and most of the action went toward Ivy, where Shox was playing, hence why he's got all those kills. But in turn, they also gave up a few kills to Zeus and C's, who were setting up that crossfire. So I think it more doesn't necessarily have to do with Guardian's performance individually. I just think the game didn't come to him.
Trying to counter him a
little
bit, perhaps. But this is it. When he goes onto the CT half, that's when he really can come to life. He'll be rotating between both bomb sides, going for aggressive picks here. So although it's been a quiet first half for him, I think them getting 7 rounds in their T half is more than enough for them to work with, absolutely. I think the pistol going to be very important. We saw Titan taking the first one. That put them in great position there. They won the pistol, won the half. Had they not won that, I think they could have been in a really damaging position.
And the pistol that they won was actually, they lost the first pick toward Ivy, which gave up so much map control. They went passive, and this was the problem throughout the whole half. They just happened to hit the shots. RPK picked up 2 really quick kills. Shox picked up 2 to close it out, and they were all headshots. So it just worked out that the accuracy bailed them in that situation, because that was a round that they should have lost, in my opinion.
Well, looks like we're getting ready to go into the second half. It's going to be Titan on the T side this time. 8 plays 7 in their favor. They win the pistol, puts them in a fantastic position going forward. Let's look at the buy they're going to bring to the table. It's going to be full armor buy coming in, so no utility purchased for Titan whatsoever. You would assume that normally means rushing somewhere quite fast or throwing some decoys over the top. Looks like an A split coming in as the bomb and 2 other players make his way towards Ivy. The aggression coming in from Navi. It's going to be a bloodbath there.
Edward, this is awkward. Why is he not dead yet? Scream's able to pick up a second one, but Flamey, oh, Flamey's so smart. Flamey's got one. He can't land the other. Now he does.
Oh!
But he doesn't even turn around. Flamey, what a play to compensate. And he single-handedly steals around from Titan.
That's the kind of player who's going to put Titan onto a full tilt now. They find the CT aggression coming in, get the first 2 frags, and Flamey, that trigger discipline to have 3 players in front of you. It's so hard not to shoot the first person. He waits, gets all 3, and secures the round. It's absolutely massive there for Navi, getting himself the pistol round. You can see Titan answering straight back with the force buy, but what an absolute huge play from them. You can see, looking over the Titan side right now, they're wondering what in God's name just happened to them.
That's very, very smart from Flamey, knowing the situation that his 2 teammates in the same position went down. They wouldn't expect a third, so he just stays quiet. They're going to approach the same position right now, but this time Guardian has a rifle. Gets taken down by Scream, but Zeus is also there. However, Smith has come very quickly toward the front of the site. He's taken hell. This is actually a good position for Titan to have. They've got all the map control suddenly. It's low HP on 2, but they may still get a bomb plant out of this, and RPK's not even going to let Flamey get back into it.
Very fast A split coming in from them. They somehow find all the frags. CT's actually getting the first one there, but the Tech 9s and Desert Eagles prove too much for them. And I think this game, well, this second half is going to be a very back and forth affair. It's going to be interesting to see how Navi respond to that one. Haven't purchased anything just yet. They've got 1 Desert Eagle here. Looks like the force buy will be coming into full effect. Guardian not going to be going full in. Obviously, he's the AWP player. He needs to keep his money at a healthy balance here if they are going to have that AWP on the first gun round. But they definitely fancy their chances going into this one. Titan looking like they're going towards the inside bomb site. Going to commit just yet. Going to be going towards that upper ramp, as I mentioned before. Can be a very effective anti-eco strategy. Gives you a nice bird's eye view of the bomb site and works out. Even if there is a stack there, you have the advantage.
Well, they've rotated it over toward this B position. Flamey's playing so close, but watch this upper drop. They're going to go fast. Smiths, he's in the open right now. He's going to get a headshot at easily from CC. He just left himself so open, but now the kills are going against them. This is just sitting ducks right now. What is Titan doing? They could have quickly dropped down with the SMGs and taken the fight up close with more cover. Instead, they just sit there to get picked apart.
Well, as I said, it's going to be a back and forth affair. Looks like a 3-on-2 situation. Scream on very low HP as well. The bomb's actually committed to the inside bomb side by himself. It's going to be Shox taking down Seized on the side. Needs to find his next frag. Bomb goes down. Just Scream remaining now. Zeus and Guardian to find him, and there it is. Navi replies straight away with the force fire themselves, and it's going to be Titan now. With the decision, do they force buy into this? Knowing these guys, I would say they definitely will. They're so stubborn when it comes to this kind of economical game. So what's their reply going to be here? Round number 19. It's getting hot, Matt.
Well, this is where we need to slow things down because it's a battle of mistakes right now.
Yeah, they go. The force buy does come in, so yeah. That anti-eco, that should be working for you. I think they've got a little bit too committed to staying on the upper platform, like you said. They should be getting down there once they worked out the CT stack was in there. Try to start flushing them out, get it close range, but got to be coming in with 2 AK-47, 3 pistol players. They have got some utility as well, so a big round for them. You can see them committing towards the inside bomb side, though. 4 players, just going to be Existence trying to get some sort of attention towards Ivy. And that actually is working as well, you know, because Flame is the only player towards the inside side for Navi so far.
Yeah, this is still Titan being a little bit, I guess, stubborn almost in the fact that they just want to push with force. They're not going to try and flush out anything this time because they've got 5 players. Fortunately, they do use a little bit more utility, but Flamey's able to dodge all of that just in a good position, and there's no smoke left on the inner part of the site. Is it going to be a fake, though?
Yeah, it's a fake.
It is a decent fake. The problem is it's such a fast rotation point. So Zeus, if he's able to at least pick up 1 kill in this position, he's going to do a lot of work for his team. Now they just come around and there it is, exactly that. Zeus gets 1, the rest are in position. It's trade kills favoring so far Navi, although Titan, Shox is able to kill off 1 more inside Z, and this will at least allow a bomb plant to give them more money, but the force buy still going to leave them in a position where they won't be able to buy. Good play from Shox, Exist against Flamey, and once again the round turns backwards. Guardian's left with the Deagle. He can't go to the AWP in close quarters. He's going to take the first fight. They're going to try and double peek, but they can't overcommit, so Shox has to watch his teammate perish, and now it's into the one-on-one. Back and forth, and Guardian's going to get it again.
The 2-on-1 situation, somehow with the Desert Eagle, he makes it work. It looked like it was unwinnable for him at that point. The fact they're facing him is unbelievable to me. Like, you know he's got an AWP, just got the Deagle to work with. You've got the bomb down as well. Make him work for it. Make him get on the defuse. He didn't even have a kit. That's a really big mistake from Titan there to even give him a chance there to get it in.
Well, Twitter agrees with exactly what we've seen to start off this second half. Titan and Navi 50-50 on who's going to win this map. You'd have to think Navi being handed that force buy, and now the economic situation may just be able to push out a bit of a cushion, but they themselves are not in a perfect situation either. Look at Seized. Okay, no, there was a gun dropped.
Titan once again going for the force buy, keeping a couple of players on around what, $1,500, but this is a real problem for them. They need to win this round. Obviously, this game's going to slip away from them. Committing towards the inside bomb side once more. The CT's going to be waiting for them. Seized and Flamey. Flamey's at the upper ramp as well. He's going a little bit more aggressive. You presume he's going to get flashed in now and go for the face, and he will get the information that all 5 players for Titan are waiting for him up there.
And he actually does blind up more than
that's the info
he kills. Yeah, he gets tons of information. Again, that's the big thing, but he almost could have been able to take down a second player if not for that smoke.
That's enough, though. Finding 1 player and falling back and surviving and spotting them all like that, that's so valuable. I'd rather do that than get 2 and die.
I mean, look what it's done. Edward's now in a great position, whereas he was more forward in A. He's ready to rotate fast. We haven't seen anyone go for the flank play at ladder, but it may not matter this time. Flamey's going to shut them all down on the site. They're desperate to hold this bomb plant, so that's an important kill from Exist to allow it. But they're still in such low situations. Scream, he's managed to pull this back and release the 1-on-3, but surely he's going to go down, and Guardian will not let this get any more out of control than it already is. It's now going to be a 2-round lead, and again, money starting to favor Titan.
Well, this is the thing.
Or rather, excuse me, Navi.
Yeah, but the fact that Titan's got the bomb down, it means you get an extra $800 per player, and it saves them a little bit. So you will be able to get it by this round. It won't be fantastic. You can see Smiths and a couple of the other guys on about, what, $3,500. So they can get an AK buy in. It's just not going to be the most fruitful buy going forward. A big round for them. As Navi now take 3 in a row. A couple of hairy situations going in their favor. Smith's going to be on the Tech 9 now. Not going to actually have a rifle going to this one. You'd assume he actually wants to have the full utility play going into this. So maybe more of a tactical execution coming in for the French side. Actually not going to be buying anything. He's actually just going to do Tech 9 armor and a flashbang. He had money to get the rest of the grenades, but maybe they're just going for more of a simple play perhaps.
Yeah, he's still got 1,600 left over.
That's a really weird decision from him. You'd assume he wants smoke grenades, Molotovs, but maybe just going for a simple inside play here. Guardian go for that upper pick. RPK takes him down. That's fantastic for them. You'd assume they're going to go straight towards the inside side now.
And the problem is that Flamey's already lost most of his HP on the initial exchange. So Titan, they've got control of the B site yet again. Bomb still not confident enough to drop down from the tunnels, mind you, and it's a fast rotation. So Navi's pulled this back on the simple fact that Bomb was not in play. Good news is they've got Shox evaluating the outer site, and he's taken over most of it. He still has to contend with the fact that Edward's showing up. He needs to take that.
Oh, no.
That's a huge disaster. He saw the gun barrel stick out. He wasn't on a wide enough angle. It takes down the player with the bomb. He now has to recover that, which allows Navi to get in a better position to shut this play down. He's going to try and hold this plant, but Seized is getting closer and closer, and Shox knows it, so he wants to fight with at least one. Going to spot him up in the corner, but Seized is there, coming from his backside.
Yeah, a little bit of a nightmare situation for Titan there. You saw Shox getting in such good information, getting towards the bomb site, giving the all clear to his teammate, but not holding a wide enough angle to actually protect him as he comes from popped up with the bomb as well. Picks up the AWP, but just gets flanked and pins it on the bomb site, unable to make that work for him. And now the money game gets even more tricky for Titan. This is a huge problem for them yesterday. They're going to be on to not a force buy here. This is more the quasi buy. We keep mentioning this basically means the loss bonus going in your favor. When you get to this sort of stage in the game, you have $2,900 coming into your bank account, and you can justify some armor, some upgraded pistols, maybe a few grenades, and still have enough to buy up next round. So that's what they're trying to do this time. Looks like they're going for the fast inside play. Smith actually gets down undetected. This could be a real trouble for Navi. They haven't actually spotted this at all.
Flamey does at least have an idea that there's someone approaching. Great kill from Smiths. Because now that they've got so far forward in that B site, they won't be able to do anything, Navi. There will be no fast rotation this time. It's already cut off. Edward, he's got one on either side. It's RPK doing the initial damage.
You have to save here.
Yeah.
That's a massive blunder for them, right? They actually left Flamey inside by himself. Didn't even presume that the inside rush could even be a thing there. He lets them all into the bomb site, and they've pushed all the way down to connector before they've even had a chance to get info there. And they get the first kill, get the bomb down, and it's an unwinnable situation for Navi. I think this is a wise decision for them. Save the weapons, accept it was a mistake, and then just move on to the next round.
And the other thing is don't give away any other weapons, because they still know the Titan situation is grim, but there it is. Smiths, he's going to pick up two. They've already got at least one M4 recovered in this round. It's a good thing Guardians AWP denied them of walking up that alleyway, because they would have had even more guns to pick up, which just cushions their bank account greater.
Navi with an interesting setup there. They're obviously committed towards the outside bomb side. 4 players there, leaving Flamey alone. He wasn't even on the upper ramp. He couldn't really spot anything at all, the position he was in. He's like on top of a train towards the back of the bomb side. Didn't spot a single thing before they even got to connector. So they will be deciding to, once again, run this single AWP setup with the pistols. Guardian going for this shotgun-style AWP setup on the lower ramp. It can be very effective, but it's not going to amount to much here, as the French side have made their way onto the outside bomb side. Very fast round from them.
Zeus limited by the smoke, does take the peek, but RPK's there with the AK-47. Easy shot for him to take. Bomb goes down, and surely this is Titans for the winning. Guardian knows the situation. He had to save in the last, so he'll save again in this one. They need to build back up the money, because that was their saving grace. That was what gave them that cushion. And if they throw that away, we've seen that it's pretty dead even in terms of execution and overall fair play and individual skill. So this is smart from Navi.
Yeah, absolutely. Like saving the AWP. Like they can't win this round whatsoever anymore. So you can see them.
This is smart as well, because they've got one on either exit point. So if Seized picks up a kill here, it's more damage done. No matter which way they go, they're going to confront at least one Navi player. Seized gets taken down, so it doesn't work out, but still a decent effort.
Guardian now just trying to hide for his life towards CD spawn. Will survive with the AWP as well. So I think Navi can justify a buy-up going into this one. Guardian can drop a gun if required. They probably will have to for Flamey. As Titan fight back now. 12 plays 11 in favor of Navi. But Titan looking a lot stronger, much more loose than we normally see them play out. Like I said before, they're quite a static T-sided team on this map, but it seems like they're actually just trying to utilize the star potential they have. Shox, Scream, for example, trying to get them in positions where they can actually make some frags, getting out into bomb side instead of sitting back and just getting locked out of the game with smokes. They're just forcing the issue, and it seems to be working out very well for them. As we go into round number 24 now, Guardian's going to be towards Ivy, should find that frag, but it somehow misses. A rare miss from him. And another as well. Scream capitalizes, takes him down, brings it to 5-on-4.
That was almost a lineup, too. How much of a gift could he have been given? Either way, Titan's going to capitalize. Shox now taking Zeus. They've got control of Ivy, and in toward the site they'll walk. Edward needs to be careful. Smiths gets him from ladder, but he could have easily been taken down from the wrapping player toward the bomb site. Bomb's going to be planted again. Navi, they've got to concede another round. It'll be 3 in a row to bring it back dead even on 12s.
That's disappointing miss from Guardian then. Like that first shot, that's Guardian territory all over. That's an easy shot for him considering. Missed the second one as well. And it seems like Titan has gone for this real hard and loose sort of style. Is getting in fast as they can, splitting bomb sites, is trying to get positions where they can actually get some frags in instead of waiting back and getting smoked out. They just seem to be going full YOLO here, and it's working out pretty nicely for them. I'm actually impressed at this kind of resurrection of their T side. It seems like there's Shox calling this is where it comes into fruition. It's where it works out for them. Before, when Existence was in charge, they would sit back for like a minute, try and do a full execution, it'd be too late, wouldn't get a bomb down. This time it's getting in and actually making their big players work for them. And there we go, Scream, 2 frags. Smiths and Shocks picking up 1 as well. Flamey does survive with the Famis. But it's bad news for Navi going forward. They're going to have a difficult situation here. Guardian still has 7k. Could force buy this if they want to. Looks like they will be going for it. Guardian buying up. The rest of the guys going to be joining him as well with pistols, upgraded armor as well. Edward trying to not invest too much in this round. He's going to keep it at about 2200. So it's all going to come down to Guardian once more. Going towards that lower ramp.
The interesting thing about this is Titan. We've called them out in various games, even over the last 2 weeks, where they've been force buying so much that they're giving up rounds. You think about the game against NIP, where they clearly could have closed that out like 16-4, and they gave it up. Watch Lucy, who's going to get pushed. But this time it's actually worked. They've managed to break the bank. They've managed to hold on long enough, and now Titan look to maybe potentially even take the lead as Guardian has the AWP and another decision to make, and it's a fairly clear and obvious decision as well. He's going to stay passive and see if he can at least take them down on the approach, but it's a matter of holding on to that big green AWP, which of course with skins is not green, but you know what I mean.
They know what you mean. Well, Guardian now giving his position away. They know they've got the orb, and the money that Titan have right now, they can probably justify going on the hunt looking for him. Getting the bomb down towards the outside site. Once again, they're kind of playing with that kind of envious mentality right now. There's going 4 people in one position, a lurker towards main, and is trying to get in as quickly as possible and work as a little fragging unit there. Even if one person gets taken down, you've got your teammates there straight away to get the frag back. And it's working perfectly. Maybe this is what they needed to keep that just loose playstyle going forward and allow these big players to post the numbers here. So it's going to be Guardian remaining towards above Pop Dog, and Smith's on the hunt there. You can see him lurking towards that area. They know where he is, flashing him off.
Yeah, they know they need this gun. He manages to hit one. That should be long enough for him to escape. He runs down ladder. Fortunately, the other 2 players were coming from B, so he will save it yet another round, but eventually it's going to have to have an effect. It's going to have to take kills early rather than late to save his life, and they will be able to buy out around it this time, but only just again. I mean, the utilities, look at the way they sit right now. It's Edward with a bunch. Zeus is able to grab a few, but no one else really can.
Well, that's 4 rounds in a row for Titan as well, all with the bomb going down and blowing up. So Navi needs to work out what the hell is going on right now. They've had some blunders with their setups. Guardian changing his position now. Looks like another inside rush potentially coming from the front side. Just going to be going straight in. They don't seem to care about tactics right now. Just trying to get into bomb sites and forcing the issue.
That's a little bit late, but it'll still do damage. It does still mean that they get into the site. They know where he is. It's a spammable position. So CEVO comes over to help out either way. Kills stack up for Navi. Shock's able to get 1 to at least allow a plant, but look at Existence. This is so smart. That flash blinds them up. He's able to push forward and take cover again behind the train. He has to be chased by Edward. It's Zeus instead who gets the kill, but it's still a good position for Titan to be in. And Smiths, he has the ideal post-plant position. Unfortunately, he's got no one else to help him use it.
He's got the Molotov as well, so he can Molotov onto the bomb. That's going to delay the CTs.
And there's no kits either, so it delays them a significant amount. And he's changed his angle. Smiths may be able to pull this off with time, working as his teammate. He manages to take down one more.
Enough, you know.
It might just be enough. It is. That's a brilliant play from Smiths.
That's huge. When he had the Molotov there and there was no kits available whatsoever, you just knew he was going to win that round all over. That smoke, that Molotov has bounced off the door, lands perfectly on the bomb, and forces them out. It's a 3-on-1 situation when he only had to find 1 kill there. Massive stuff from him. Titan keeping it loose once again, just rushing towards the inside bomb site, getting that bomb down, and without the kids there, Navi just looking down the barrel of map point here. They still saved guns, so they have some. They've got the double up set up. Seas and Guardian still going to be wielding that, but it's a disappointing round for them after getting the frags onto the bomb site.
Impressive play. The Molotov buys about 7 seconds, 10 without the kit, and that single kill on the player who would have been there in time. That's all it took, but now Seized, he's in position. They still have guns up right now for Navi. Max lost round bonus is fully in effect.
That's 5 bombs in a row that's gone off now.
That's how desperate Guardian's been to hold on to that AWP. This time they saved up 2 as well, so Seized, he's also going to use one, but RPK, he's already in from ladder. Guardian's gone. That's the first AWP down. And now Zeus from a distance, he's going to fall the scream. Titan are looking absolutely brilliant right now. Edward at least gets Smiths. But still, they've got so much positional control. Good play from Edward. That one's going to buy them a little bit more space. And do they even commit with this bomb? They think they still have cover. They've got the ladder, so there's no flank position. But now they've dropped it. Edward with a single kill might change the round. Shocks fights back, and it's down to the one-on-one. Seized versus Shocks. AWP versus AK. Bomb on the train. Shocks spots him up initially, but doesn't want to re-peek this. And both teams, they know how big this round is. If Titan pick this up, it should be all but done. If Navi break it, and they give themselves a chance. And interestingly, Seized is going to outthink himself potentially here. He's going to go back towards CT. Shocks hasn't read this. There was a chance for him to go for the bomb. Now he smokes it, but he's going to be in the open, or is he? Seized has already crossed over. but it's still extremely tense. This is a battle of minds right now, and they've got 26 seconds left to work with, so this is going to continue. And Shox, he may have read this perfectly. He's going to head toward B, and how quickly can C's respond?
That's the thing. He has, in the furthest possible position away he could be right now. Bomb does go down. Now Shox has all the time in the world to outbrain him. He's actually be pushing down a little bit more aggressive than you would expect in a clutch situation. This could catch C's out here. You could see he's got the orb, but be looking towards the backtracks potentially.
This is very clever from Shox. This is very clever from Shox indeed. It's going to be 15 rounds Titan. And the first map, they've got full control of it. 1 round to go.
Shox with just so much time to play with there. C's didn't really have a chance at that point. When he didn't spot him towards outside, he didn't have any intel as to what was going on. Took the gamble towards outside. Shox, as soon as he got that bomb down, he knew that round was over. It was such a nice play from him. And it puts Titan to map point now. Navi need 3 in a row to stay alive on this one. And Titan coming in with the AK buy once again. Smiths with the AWP, and the problem is for Navi, they don't have Guardian, and it looks like another fast play going towards the outside bomb side. They just seem to just want to get out there and force the issue as quickly as possible.
This is what's been working for them. Fortunately, this time they don't pick up the first kill. It does go Zeus's way, but look at RPK. He silently climbs the ladder, catches them off, and screams there to take down his biggest threat. But Zeus, he's now got 3 in the round, and he couldn't ask for 3 bigger kills. They need to hold on desperately to this, as it is a 2-on-2 situation. Guardian can't range to frame it. Scream to get the kill. Flamey's got it into a 1-on-1, but not only that, look at the bomb. It's directly in front of him.
So much time to play with once again. Shox off the back of one huge 1-on-1 victory. Can he do it again? They really don't want to lose this one. They don't want to try and stretch it out for any more time, so just going to be trying to feel out the map a little bit. Flamey towards the pop dog area. Those are the bombers as well. Just going to keep checking that every 5 seconds or so to see whether it's been picked up.
Money's still good on Titan, so it's not like they need to force the issue on this 15th point. Shox can make his decision and play this in a low-pressure situation. Rather the opposite for Flamey. If he goes down, it's over. And we move on to map 2. Like you said, he was checking it initially every 5 seconds, but now he's going to get even more passive because he assumes that Shox has been checking everywhere else, and this is the only place left to go. And now they'll peek, now they'll face. Flamey's not able to connect on the initial shots. He's on 14 HP, and Shox has him limited. Not only that, he's throwing out the smoke, so he's definitely completely narrowed off. 18 seconds. Shox stays to fight it in case Flamey pushes through, but now has to commit to the bomb plant. And there's no time for the fake. Flamey's going to push out, but again, Shox still has the upper hand slightly in terms of HP, but ultimately it's 1 bullet. Whoever connects first, both on the same weapon. And as the bomb does get planted, Flamey's got a kit, but still needs to evaluate where Shox is. They're going to find each other yet again, but still no connection. Flamey tries to smoke it off. He's going to force the issue, and he will pick up the kill. We're going at least 1 more round.
What an 1-on-1 game that was, a battle of the minds, and Flamey somehow coming up on top, odds against him completely. Once he got down to 14 HP, he was smoked out of position as well. He forced Shox had that one completely tied up, and it's such a massive round for them to win as well. Look at the money towards Titan. They're going to be in a difficult situation going forward. They can get a buyout just about, but Flamey delivering there massively.
Yeah, 2 straight rounds. Shox was in a long battle of wits in a 1-on-1 situation.
So much time.
If he had picked up both those to close the game, what a story that would have been for Shox, but Flamey coming out on top. We go to 15-13. Money this time starts to matter for Titan, because if Navi pick this up, then they will be on an eco, and it'll force potentially overtime just like that. But we have seen a good number of quasi-buys and ecos turn out all right in this game. Zeus going to open this one again. Navi with the first kill. That's how it started last time, and in a similar fashion, Titan get the next 2. They need to follow this up, but Titan's got Guardian. And now surely it's enough, because the positions for the counter-terrorist sides right now are so far away. No pop flash in. Smith's able to quick the quick shot. And Flamey, the last alive, has at least 1 but can't hit Shox. He will close it, and it's 16-13 in the end for the French.
So impressed by this Titan setup today. It seems after yesterday such a poor showing for them, and it seems like they've been very vitalized, kind of had the discussion of what kind of play style they're going with, more of an envious loose play style, staying together, getting the frags and allowing their best players to shine, and that's exactly what they did. It was really, really impressive for them. Some big players actually doing the clutches, the force buys working out for them for once as well, so it's good to see them bouncing back, at least taking down Navi in the first map. The thing is, it's not over yet. They still have a campaign to go on Dust 2, going to be a much more difficult prospect, I feel.
Yeah, and what did the night bring, Shox? Because they're not done just yet, but interestingly enough, the runner-up from Cluj, the last major, last weekend, have now lost 3 straight maps to teams that went out in the groups.
That's absolutely true. It's really weird scenes here going on for Navi. What is going on? They seem to haven't really adjusted to this land setup yet. Guardian had the very quiet first half there. One of the MVPs of the entire tournament inclusion. Now he seems to have got here. Hasn't really shown the same sort of level.
You can look at this either way, I suppose. I'm not going to code it in either direction. I'll leave that for interpretation. But Navi didn't leave Cluj. They actually stayed there an extra day, flew straight from Cluj to here, have been here an extra day, therefore. take from that what you will, but they were the only team not to return home after the major.
The headline here is it seems like Titan have kind of thrown away the rulebook of CS. They're not sticking to that existence play style. They're doing the heavy strategies, trying to work them out, work the picks. They're just saying, okay, we're going to go here. 4 of us will go here. You go over, hold this position, normally existence, and then they're just getting out of positions. And then Navi are playing so passively, they're actually not getting challenged at all. They're getting out into the bomb sites before anything's actually exchanged. Bomb goes down, it comes down to a clutch, and their big players are stepping up and actually winning these clutch situations.
And it was, again, you're right, the passive play from Navi. We saw that from Titan. It was different approaches, though. Titan was able to take over the site from the ladder and the main connector, whereas it was the opposite. It was Ivy that was the issue when they were on the defense. So slightly different approach, but similar setups. Again, you said it. I think that this is just Shock's calling. It's just a much faster style.
It seems like yesterday everyone was saying it was a bad setup, but now he's kind of come to life. He's worked out what he needs to do. And I think we're going to send it down to the analyst desk now just before we get ready for map number 2, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back very soon.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Again, unexpected. Navi's choice for train, but they lose at 16-13.
Well, look, instead of the bad boys from Bucharest, they should be called the Knee-Jerk Brothers. It's one map. It's one map.
I wonder what was coming out of your mouth there.
Yeah, where's he going with this?
Keep going, Richard.
Yeah. Well, we've all got our own nicknames for certain talent. But look, here's the thing. I don't think this is necessarily like an amazing performance from Titan. Henry described it there as them ripping up the rule book or whatever. Look, they haven't ripped up the rule book. That is the problems with Navi. This is a map they should be winning with their eyes closed against anyone. Titan have done some good things, yeah. I'm willing to give them credit. People stepped up their individual levels of performance. Not existence, of course. But everyone else did, and they were actually dropping some good numbers. The execute seemed slick, but they were not rotating fast enough, Navi. They were getting caught out. There was some horrendous, like, clutch moments in the 2v2s and the 3v3s, which all seemed to be going Titan's way. I mean, you even saw it there from Flamey at the end. So it's a 1v1 with Shox. Shox has low health. You've got the bomb down. You're in a superior position. Just chill. Just chill, play for sound, wait, bide your time. He's peeking, he's panicking, he's all over the place. And Flamey was their top fragger. So
here's your box scores. And again, you see Guardian at the very bottom. Again, we look at stats, but it's obviously very situational. It's very map-based. What side you start on,
He was playing
et
okay. His problem was when he was on CT, you saw oftentimes he was just left 1v3, 1v4. There's nothing he can do in that scenario. He has to try and save the orb. It's worth so much money. The big problem here was the first half looked fine. If you're a team who's good on train, if you can get the kind of rounds that Navi got, you go, right, we've got it in the bag. Good teams close out the CT half. They get the big win there. But you saw Navi's setup on CT was appalling. They were just giving up rounds left, right, and center. Nothing particularly special from Titan. They didn't have any special execute or trick flash that was getting them in. They would just hit the same spots again and again, win all the aim duels, force Navi back in a very passive position, which is not you're used to. Usually when you see Navi on CT side, they have aggression. They will push through a smoke. They will push in on a guy and hold that space, not give it up, you know. This game, they weren't willing to. And so I feel like, Titan were a lot better than they were yesterday. The Titan team yesterday could have lost any map to almost anyone, you felt. Here they've won Navi's pick, not even a strong pick for them. So good on Titan. Smiths, who we criticised, had a good game here.
Yeah.
Much improved.
Well, I
but
mean,
Navi looked terrible.
When it was tied up, and this is where it all goes wrong. So it should have been tied up at 13-13. It wasn't, and Smith's like basically won a 1v3 effectively with the bomb down and ticking, and Navi, they knew exactly where he was. That's what I'm talking about. This is malfunctioning Navi. This isn't just Titan doing anything. That could have been 13-13. Their economy would have been broken for Titan. Maybe Navi go on and win this round. You shouldn't be losing that. Like we've talked about Smith's problem. Yeah, he's played that round perfectly. But again, you've got to make mistakes to enable the terrorists to win that round. And that's exactly what Navi did. So there was numerous flashpoints where Navi threw away rounds and gave them to Titan. So that's why I'm not convinced by this Titan renaissance.
There is such a big trend. Go back and look at past games. The reason why I don't class Seized as a star player is because, unfortunately, most star players add the star player performance to the vehicle of the team, and you have a team that wins games. The problem is, when Seized has to pick up the slack, usually for Flamey, this time for Guardian, and he has a big game, they lose a lot of those games, actually. He can drop 25, he can drop 30, and they can lose the game, unfortunately. So you can see, that's actually a symptom of when something's going wrong in the team, that he's having to take over, he's having to get the kills, and it's not one of his stars who's doing it, because it's not what the team's set up for, unfortunately. So you can see in Navi, there's something off a little bit. I mean, very well pointed out and observed by Sadicus there. They've lost 3 maps in a row to teams who weren't even getting out the group at the major, and they're a team who went to the final of the major. So you want to build on that and go, right, if they can beat these teams here, what if they were to play against a Virtus Pro, who they might play later in the tournament, if they can get there at this point in time. Now they're 1 map away from elimination, 0-4.
Well, and you make a very valid point. You know, T-sided great. 7 rounds on technically still a CT-sided map. They start strong. We've got a BenQ play of the match here. It's going to be that flaming 3-kill. On the pistol round.
Yep.
And again, so they even start the second side rolling and doing exactly what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But it seems like just like with Envious at the Major, they just couldn't close this map out.
No.
And here it comes.
Well, this is exactly right. I mean, we talked about this. So they're obviously, it's 8-7. You're like, yeah, this is exactly what you need to do here. And, just...
He waits. He
yeah,
waits so
bides his
patient.
time. This was probably the best part where he looked really composed. And, so now you've got the pistol. This is it. This is the platform you need. Like Navi, traditionally, they're going to shut you out on CT. They play aggressive. They close off parts of the map. They keep you guessing, keep you on your toes. You can never get into a rhythm as terrorists. They didn't do any of that, but they started the half with the pistol. That's exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
So it was, again, a lot of question marks about what's going on with Navi at the moment.
And again, something about the French and pistols, because again, they then turn around and force and win the next round.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
Turn
that's the
tide right
thing.
back.
You've noticed, we've pointed this out when they were playing badly at the Major. For some reason, Titan have brought over with Shocks and Smiths from Envious. That
Envious
mentality you
force
just
buy,
force by all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Now, they can't make it work as often. In fact, sometimes it really does mess up their whole game flow. But they got it this time, and obviously that messed with Navi because Navi's on the CT side. They're trying to build their own economy. They've lost pistol round, so... Yeah, we're going to see that in this match. That's certainly a new element to Titan that we didn't have so much before. Now you have to be worried about Navi because, like I said, Train was supposed to be the surefire win for Navi. Dust 2, Navi can still win, certainly, but that probably needs a great Guardian performance. He hasn't necessarily had opportunity to go off yet. Meanwhile, Dust 2 is supposed to be one of the best maps for Titan, so maybe Titan can 2-0, which is the one possibility I hadn't considered because I didn't think they would be able to get Train, but much improved.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing right now. So obviously Titan, they're coming into this with this big psychological lift. Navi haven't even won a map here in the States right now. So they're really up against it, got their backs to the wall. Duncan was talking about how Edwards unflappable. You can see he sat down right there and he's just looking, deathmatching, getting warmed up. He understands the task in hand, and it is a big one because if we're looking statistically, Titan obviously have a very good record on this map. But I still think there's that capacity to capitulate from them if Navi can get off to a good start. If Guardian goes ham here, I mean, Navi is still capable of posting a cricket score against Titan, even though we've seen nothing of that here at these CEVO finals.
Yeah, I definitely don't think, because of how Train went, you go, right, well, take both teams there, the form they had there, the way they were playing there, and just put them in a new map environment, it'll be the same way. That doesn't tend to happen. It certainly could be the case. They reset, they come back, Guardians going ham, they win CT side so heavily, they just take this map outright. That can certainly happen. We can go into a third map here. That's why for Titan, you can't take it for granted. Right, now we'll close the series out 2-0. It's going to be hard work. But they did show us good things on that first map, especially Smiths coming alive. If Smiths can play well in this map, they can 2-0.
Well, this was the point, wasn't it? We highlighted the importance of your AWPer going off on Dust 2, and obviously Smiths, we've said, has been one of those weaker players. Smiths, though, he picked up his slack on Train, so now he's got to go head-to-head with Guardian on a map that's traditionally been Guardian's playground. Is he going to be able to have the same level of impact? Remains to be seen. I'd still be backing Guardian to come out on top. Whether that's enough for Navi to win, though, more questions.
Yeah, and again, we always talk about we like best of threes. Oftentimes, this kind of group format is a couple best of ones, and then maybe the decider's best of three.
Yep.
But again, almost anywhere else, Navi's out.
Well, yeah.
This loss sends him out.
But that's also what's not dissatisfying about that sort of a setup is then you wonder, how much was it that the other guy was better on that map? How much was it that they failed? Over a best of three, you get a better sense of that. Also, you get to see the mind games of where they go in terms of my pick, your pick. Anytime you can win the opponent's pick, you make a great statement towards it. That doesn't tend to happen in the best of one format because you're just taking maps out and then random selections taking you one for you. So that's what I like about best of three. It sets up a lot of storylines. It gives you chapters to the story where it's back and forth, and then it answers a lot of questions at the end. You don't tend to get those answers from best of one, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you always want to kind of remove that, it's just best of one, they got lucky. Again, the more maps they play, the better team is going to come out of it. There's never any argument to a best of three. First of all, it starts right at the veto. You've got to veto intelligently, try and get the landscape into your favor. You've got to do your research, do your homework about your opponents, and also have a very good understanding of your own strengths tactically. So once you've done that, and then you get into the game and you actually execute the results, again, you can't argue about it. But best of ones, obviously anything can happen.
There was an actual pro player who said to me, because some players don't like best of 3 group stages, some don't like best of 5 finals, just because they don't like it to take so long.
Yeah.
They want to play a few matches. They hope they just win, and therefore they're not on the losing side of the format. And what he said to me really was the reason why you should just have best of 1 is because every series ends up as best of 1 anyway. What happens if you win your map, they win their map, and then you go to the third map? Well, have you watched this tournament, mate? It's 2-0s all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what's great about the format. They're picking a map, and you win it off them still. You get to show I'm actually superior than you. I've gone from my end of the map pool to your end, and it's all my maps.
I was there when you had that conversation on the train, yeah, real surprising outlook. I mean, because as you can see, people can do a number on each other's maps. We've just seen. I mean, this is actually, in terms of upsets of the tournament, this tournament
One of the
and an
bigger
upset
ones,
in general,
certainly.
definitely one of the bigger ones, because there's nothing in Titan's locker that says they should be beating Navi on train. So again,
And general form even says they shouldn't be able to beat
exactly.
Navi.
So Navi fans might want to look away from their screens, because this could get X-rated. If Navi go out in the lower bracket, having not won a single map here in Columbus, Ohio, they need to get right back to the drawing board, I think.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to finish up your thoughts on possibly the last map, and then obviously talk a little bit maybe about the third map if it goes that far. We'll be right back, folks. Make sure you vote, tweet us, all that good stuff. Get something to drink, get something to eat. We'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back here to the CEVO LAN Finals, closing out Season 8 here in the MLG Arena. Before we chat about the guys on your screen right now, just a reminder, there is a secondary stream going on right now. That match is Mouse Sports taking on Luminosity. Right now, they're sitting on Dust 2. Luminosity's up 9-1. That is the first map of that series. All you gotta do is go to MLG.tv. You'll see both streams. Definitely want to dual stream that one. That one looks to be a barn burner on Luminosity, just doing work. Jumping into this one. Dust 2, do or die time for Navi. Again, you guys kind of picked Navi to win the whole thing.
Yep.
Definitely Titan trained very, very well, but also, as you would say, more Navi not playing well.
Uncharacteristically
Yeah.
poor, basically.
Yeah.
And now thoughts going forward into Dust 2. Again, also Titan's pick.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good map for Titan, despite what recent format I told you. It's also a good map for Navi, though. It's one that used to be very good for them. They went away for it for a long time. They were sometimes even banning it. Now they've started to feel it again. They've started to move back over it. But that's where the question mark is for me, because it's a map that, when everything else is going well, they add it into the pool. The question is, can they fall back onto it? If a map like Trade isn't working for them, it's hard to know that a map like Dust 2, they can be like, well, don't worry about that. We'll wreck that map. So I think a lot of this is going to be on the shoulders of the stars in Navi. Like, yes, Flamey showed up in that game after not showing up at all yesterday. Can the two show up at once? Because when the two show up at once, that's when you get the domination they had against NIP in the semi-finals.
I mean, for me, on Dust 2, like, yeah, sure, Titan should be feeling pretty good. You've beat Navi on Train. That's a mammoth undertaking at the best of times. You get your pick. It's Dust 2, which is statistically strongest map. But ultimately, I just think, man for man right now, I still got a feeling about Navi coming back into this series. Like I say, obviously people are going to be like, he's just bashing on Titan for the sake of it right now. But I don't know. They're a misfiring unit. All of our analysis at the start was right.
Yep. All right, we're going to stop you there, gentlemen. Here we go. Possibly the last map of this series. Again, the bad boys. What you going to do? A Bucharest. Henry G. Sadikis.
Martin Lawrence, of course.
Reference game on point.
What does that even mean, Henry G?
I have no idea, but all I do know is we're going into the second map. It's going to be Dust 2. Titan starting on the terrorist side, looking like they've got 3 sets of armor, Existence, and Scream on that utility play. But of course, now they're boosting up onto Short. Going to be going for that early information, trying to spot a player there, and they get him, taking down Shocks. That's a huge scalp to take, and now going to fall back into a more passive stance. Really nice opening play from Navi there, getting that first bit of information and getting a kill to boot as well. Not bad at all. Looks like the Frenchman will be heading over towards B now. This is the reaction from them.
Let's not forget they got the first kill in the first pistol on Train as well. That quickly turned when they walked into the site. Could do here as well as Flamey waits on the platform. Very linear angle to hold, and he has taken down the first kill. They're just walking into it. He's going to get the second one as well. It's just far too open. There's no grenades. There's nothing to distill him, and Flamey gets the hat trick. That's a bit silly from Titan to walk in. They had 2 flashbangs at least that would have given them some more space and opportunity to provide into the bomb site, but that's just a failure, and now it's going to fall apart. Flamey gets 4 kills total, and it's 1-0 Navi.
That aggression coming off Short, most teams will do that. Just even if you don't get a first kill, you can spot towards lower B, you can see top and middle, see if a fast strategy is coming in. If you get a kill there as well, that's absolutely amazing. And then forcing Titan, funneling them almost into the B tunnels. And like you said, it's a really questionable play for them as well. Just all trying to go for that first pick at the back. Flamey's got such an advantage there, can keep ducking and weaving behind that box. Finds 4 kills, opens it up really strongly for Navi here. Titan, of course, going to be forced buying into this first round. Going to have Desert Eagles, Tech 9s and P250s. Going to have some smoke grenades as well. So they're making their way towards middle. I'd assume possibly up short. They haven't got the smoke for CT spawn to work with, so they don't really have much choice but to go up short with this one. They have the flashbang for the site. I would say they're going to drop down towards city spawn, up towards A, try and get a bomb down, and take down the player towards Carl, which could be Guardian.
Well, Guardian at least distilled by the flashbang, forced back further, so they'll get to quad. Will they get close enough to put a bomb down? That's the better question. And right now, Guardian seems to want to try and prevent that, but he won't. They've got it. It's gone. It's already planted. And now Smiths, he falls immediately after. How much damage can they do preventing this retake right now? There's only 1 kit. That's in the hands of Zeus, and Edward goes down. Guardian picks up another kill. Scream last alive. It is planted for him, so still a chance if he could find some headshots to, again, do further damage. He does dink up Zeus. They're jumping as well. They're trying to do everything to keep him off this, but he is going to take Zeus on the second effort. And finally, Guardian will silence and put it away, and the round will go in favor of Navi.
Yep, so the passive setup from Navi, they had 5 rifles, wanted to keep things nice and long range, didn't have to force it too much. The bomb does go down for Titan. Good news for them going into the next round, but it's not going to mean too much into the third, because you'd assume they're just going to get some P250s this round. Smiths didn't spend too much money, so he will have the AWP next as well. So a throwaway round almost here for Navi. You can see Guardian not investing too much, and it's just going to pick up a scout. And he had an MP9 there as well. I think he's going to throw that away, maybe a little misspy from him coming forward. That's going to be pretty devastating going to the next one, but there we go. Round number 3 now. Navi just with some upgraded, sorry, Titan just with some upgraded pistols. Going to be going towards the top of the middle, have smoked off towards mid. Guardian just spotting over the scout. Let's see if he can inflict any damage with the scout.
So far not to be. Smith does go a little bit low on an aid that went through, but the RPK, he's going to jump across, not spotted from that box, and they'll attempt to take Catwalk once more. Last time Bomb Plant was successful, but that was with Guardian at car forced out of position. This time, he's still on the ramp, and Zeus is waiting at Goose. Quick pop flash off the wall, that favors them, and now the Bomb Plant is denied. It was the exact same setup. They tried it twice, but Navi wasn't fooled, and they'll just sit back and kill the remaining players. It's down to Shocks in a 1-on-3 situation. Now a 3-on-0, and that is exactly the same score.
Yep, so another nice round there from Navi. Bomb doesn't get planted, but in terms of the economy in general, it's absolutely fine with Titan. They have a nice healthy buy going to this one. Smiths could buy the WPVC's fit. Actually going to be opting for the full rifle setup here. So 5 AK-47s, going to go heavy on the utility. And they've got Molotov, smoke grenades as well. So let's see what kind of approach they go for. And Train is a very loose affair, just making sure they kept it for that 4-man unit going into bomb site and seeing what they can do. 3 men for Navi going towards long, expecting that long rush. It seems like a very traditional round coming in from Titan, not going to be doing anything or committing too much straight away. Just feeling out the map, seeing if there is any CT aggression being presented towards them. So far, so good for them. Going to make their way up towards short. Existence leading the charge.
Guardian in position to hit this quick shot on Cat and drop. Because the flash comes in, he fires preemptively, no one walking into it. And he's gone already. That does give Titan a little bit more room to work with.
Once again in that 4-man setup.
Yeah, okay. This is it. So I was interested to see if they were going to go for the drop smoke. Now they'll go for the jump as well. Guardian's known to hit that shot. He doesn't this time. He only legs it, but he follows up by taking down Scream. And as he's already taken the damage off the other, Seized is able to collect it, and Guardian's just going to go nuts. So only 1 shot missed out of all that, and arguably it still collected the leg. So you can debate if that's a miss or not. It's still successful. Shocks 1-on-4. Bombs down in front of him on toward quad position, but he's got to fight forward just to grab it. He's at least forced Zeus out of position. But surely they're not going to allow this to be a plant. They're already getting aggressive back onto him, and Shocks is trying to evade this, trying to find the angle to at least open this up. He's brought it into a 1-on-1 situation that opened and then closed because Edwards showed up behind.
4-0 now in favor of Navi, holding off that A push very effectively. They can see Titan. You saw the plan they were going for. They're dropping down towards C-spawn, trying to flash off the AWP player of Guardian, but he was just holding too strong in that position. Was it 4 frags he picks up there? That's what we expect from Guardian on this map. Very good defensive AWP there. Started off on short, got flashed off, changed his position towards ramp, dodging the flashbangs, getting the kills he required. It's going to knock Titan onto another quasi buy here. Desert Eagles. Some utility to play with as well. I'd expect a mid-split coming in from this round, considering they haven't really tried it out yet. They want to see what's going on there. A hasn't worked out too well for them. It's going to be Edward going aggressive towards the long doors. They're spamming through the smoke there. Does some damage towards Scream. Now then, like I said before, I'd expect Titan to try to go out middle here and see what they can do with it. See what's available towards them.
And the difference is this time, though, Navi has 2 in mid rather than the 3-on-A approach, the standard default. Shocks is waiting at long. Edward's gone back away from pit, so a little bit of room to work with there. But again, Titan still being stubborn, still pushing on toward this catwalk position with the pistols. They seem to want to just go for these fast bomb plants.
This is the thing. They probably want to try and show their hand towards it, just try and get some attention maybe. Actually, maybe committing towards it straight away. Flashing off Guardian once again, going to be dropping down, but he hits the first shot and opens it up to the 5-4.
And now they've got Zeus on the site again this time as well. So rather than having a second player down toward CT spawn, it's up on the platform. It's going to get a shot. He goes down in the end, Zeus, but it's another one from Guardian to close off RPK. Last one alive does his job. Scream just puts that bomb down. Edward will kill him, get the defuse, but it's another $800 for Titan when they go into round 5, where they'll grab guns again.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad round for Titan at all. Just getting that bomb down after losing his first 4 frags is great work from Scream there.
They've actually got a good bank right now, too, so they can do whatever they want.
There we go. We're going to round number 6.
Smith's already grabbed the op, but they're going to go for 2. That's the better question. Shocks, there it is. Yep, 2 ops.
Well, they can do great work with this. Like, obviously, we still can get absolutely destroyed by NIP. They were trying this setup a lot of times, but trying to slow things down, going for the picks across the map. You see them trying to get long control in this situation, leaving AWP towards the pit, but Navi changing the pace up a little bit. They're actually going to be boosting 2 players up to short. That normally means the boost towards lower B, trying to get that first pick on the map. But Guardian's going straight in there. Going to be going straight towards the top middle. Zeus rushing it as well. Finally, player just
Watch this push. Watch this push though, because RPK's in a great spot to shut it down. Flamey at least got Scream, but RPK was lined up accordingly and got the trade. Bomb was there, so it's important that they won that battle, because otherwise they could just be surrounded right now by Navi players. Edwards still manages to pick up that kill on the B site, so They'll reclaim a little bit of territory. Not only that, deny the entrance. They have to take the bomb back and regroup, but they've got the man advantage in doing so. They may have more than that because Smiths finds Edward, and it's now a 3-on-1.
And the CT's trying to change the pace up there, boosting up players into the top and middle, getting to the B tunnels as well, trying to force the issue. Surprise Titan perhaps was probably the good call considering the setup Titan had with the double orbs, but didn't work out for them in the exchanges there.
Shock stayed toward... Yeah, okay, that works. I was going to say, I'm surprised he's not seeing him yet, but we switched back over. He was waiting to see if Guardian crossed, at least if he didn't hit that shot, which Guardian obviously stopped and made it very easy for him. He was going to go back to B just so that they avoided the chance of running into him. We know what a threat Guardian has. We call this Guardian's playground.
Absolutely. This is one of the maps he really can kick off. He's got 9 frags after 6 rounds so far, so he definitely is hitting the high numbers we come to expect of him. So, Navi, after this round, their economy will be broken, so a must-win situation for them. Guardian does have the AWP once more.
Watch the slow peek they're setting up for it. Shox is actually pre-aimed, and they don't bother going for it, but Smiths, it's the double up set up again from Titan that's getting the early advantages. Zeus is going to go down. This forces Edward to fall back, and he's going to smoke. This is interesting. He's actually going to go re-peek this, and he's got a Guardian in position to flash him around the corner. He's going to go naked, though. He doesn't actually get blinded up. The Guardian's going to follow up. They lose all 3 here. The round's essentially done already, and it is. It's gone. Existence wins that shot as well.
Yeah, it's a really nice retake there from Navi Existence. Sorry, from Titan's Existence stepping up huge, taking down 2 players. It was a weird pick from Zeus to actually go to that long corner without any sort of flashbangs. His face to corner completely dry and got taken down with the AWP. Gifted a kill to Smith towards there. They've got 2 rifles remaining to be seized and flamey. This is just an unwinnable situation for them. So naturally, going to be saving these guns, but seized in an exposed position outside of B. They're going to be hunting him down. You can see them trying to pincer the bomb site from the tunnels and outside as well. Smith finds the first one. It's going to be flaming on the bomb site now. The team will be dealt with momentarily, and there it is. RPK takes him down. They answer straight back. And possession goes back towards Navi here as it goes into 5-2. So Titan definitely still can buy into this round. You can see them having a double orb once again. But Navi, a difficult situation. They've got pistols only. Going to have to be on the full eco going forward. So
yeah, I mean, this is a good response from Titan. Keep in mind it was 5-0. That had the max round bonus. They break that, and they come up with the second consecutive round. Because they kept the others close, it means that suddenly they can fight back in.